Under blue skies on a warm Southern California morning, sitar virtuoso Ravi Shankar's family held a memorial service for him at their home in San Diego in the US. Friends and family gathered to celebrate his life and remembered him as a generous teacher with a gentle spirit whose music fostered understanding between the East and the West. NDTV attended the memorial to bring you this report.
Ravi Shankar, who died at age 92, was one of the greats of 20th century music. And today, at his home here in San Diego, friends and family gathered to celebrate and cherish the unique life of a man affectionately addressed as Raviji.
When India was a unknown quantity in the world, Ravi was opening up our country to everyone. Everybody got to know India all over the world through Ravi.
Guests were welcomed by a simple white rose and advised to wear white, the traditional Indian colours of mourning. The floral tributes at the stage behind me are a gift of the Indian ambassador Nirupama Rao and of Olivia Harrison, wife of former Beatle George Harrison, and they bespeak both the beauty and the brevity of life. For those who had some personal relationship with Ravi Shankar, and even for those who had never met him but were touched by his music, this was an opportunity to say farewell.
This is us on the boat after the Cannes Film Festival.
They went nuts.
So when did he first watch the film and what was his reaction like?
He was part of the film. He made the film.
The final cut when he saw it.
You know what I remember? One of the things I remember best was when
That's great. This is for you.
we were filming and he was performing, and Howard says to him at one point, I'll never forget, he says, "More schmaltz." And Robbie looked at him. It was a beautiful moment.
Known in the West as an experimenter and collaborator, Shankar worked with Western music icons like Beatles guitarist George Harrison, jazz musician John Coltrane, classical violinist Yehuda Menuhin, avant-garde composer Philip Glass. One of his biggest followers, George Harrison, called him the godfather of world music.
He would tell us stories of his life, people he met, explaining ragas, explaining music, always educating, always informing, wanting to enrich people's lives. And he just being with him was enriching.
And today you organized having these flowers out here, these white, beautiful wreaths. What were you hoping? What message did you hope to send across to the family when you did this?
No, I just wanted to know if there was anything I could do. Ravi did so much for me. He supported me so much, after George died. He never said no. He composed that beautiful piece of music and had that Indian orchestra playing for George the year after he died. That's a small thing to do for him.
Through his influence on his friend George Harrison and with appearances at legendary music festivals like Woodstock, Ravi Shankar became a household name in the West. His music transcended trends and cultural barriers and even today lives on in the next generation through his Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter daughter Norah Jones and Anushka Shankar, who also played the sitar when toured with her father. Both Anushka and Norah performed the last rites of this musical genius, their father.
Many times, he first saw me play when I was about 11 and at the Bharat Vidya Bhavan in London. And after I started touring with him, he would look at Sukanya and he'd say, "Do you remember when we saw him when he was little and he was played for us?" So it's just small things like that just live within you, and that's the moments you have and you treasure for the rest of your life.
And he had a sense of humor.
Great sense of humor. On stage, off stage, everything.
So the Pandit was more than just a last name.
Oh yeah, so he liked to pun. He liked to play with words and he liked to laugh. Then he would do he'd make everyone laugh and he goes, "You see, that's why they call me a Pandit."
Shankar, whose health had been fragile for the past several years, underwent a heart valve replacement surgery last week here in California. He was 92 and led a life rich with accolades and accomplishments right up to the end. In 2009, he said that I don't have the same speed or stamina of youth, but have trouble sleeping these days because so much music is going through my head.
I never at any moment with him saw his fingers not playing, not beating a rhythm. And even as he was being wheeled into the operating theatre, he was still playing music, even in the face of death.
Ravi Shankar undertook an extraordinary journey from the banks of the Ganga to the heart of the West, where he mesmerized audiences with his soulful music. He stood just 5 feet 3 inches tall, but was a towering musical figure. Hours after his death, it was announced that Ravi Shankar would be receiving a lifetime Grammy Award. That's it from San Diego, but the news will continue after a short break.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for Retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.